Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Affiliate Marketing Trends presentation. Today's session is being given on behalf of the 2021 Performance Marketing Association Summit. My name is Mara Smith. I am the Chief Marketing Officer for Partnerize. I'm also a multi-term board member for the PMA itself. Today, I will be discussing affiliate marketing trends to give you an updated sort of insight into the channel and how it's changed specifically over the last 16 months. As we all realize, with the onset of COVID in 2020, data became crucially important to help guide marketing and marketer decisions. Really it was needed to navigate the very uncertain climate and help guide decisioning. So for the basis of today's presentation, I will be turning towards data to help inform and tell us what's happening specifically within the affiliate marketing category. The agenda for the session is going to be guided by a brief overview into channel observations, and then we will spend the majority of our time really walking through the performance marketing trends and insights. So with that, let's just dive right in. When it comes to the affiliate marketing channel, I think it's no surprise to some, maybe if not all, that it's not often viewed as a primary lever in a marketer's mix. It's not often thought of as the go-to channel, and it tends to end up ranking further down the ranks in terms of marketers' priority in both attention, credit, the budget that it receives. And here you can see a snippet from a recent Gartner CMO survey where marketers were asked how their total marketing expense budget is allocated by channel. And what you can see here is that partner or affiliate marketing receives less than 10% of the overall marketing spend or investment on an annualized basis. And so really it's evidence that, affiliate marketing isn't the primary go-to channel in the marketer's arsenal. But what's interesting is that when we consider 2020, it's no secret that 2020 really brought unprecedented, incredible circumstances for marketers. And so the benefit of hindsight reveals that those circumstances actually created even more incredible results for performance marketers. Specifically, when you think about 2020 and as the year continued to unfold, we saw more and more marketers seeking refuge in the affiliate channel because it offered that much needed insulation, safety, reliability. And perhaps what is most important is that this channel brought the necessary results to marketers at a time when they needed it most. 2020 wasn't just a flash in the pan, however, and marketers won't soon forget that this channel quite literally saved many businesses across many verticals. The truth, of course, is that as we continue on into 2021, we are starting to see marketers significantly increase their investment in the affiliate channel from a spend perspective. According to the same Gartner CMO survey amongst B2C marketers, 65% of respondents expected to increase their investment into the affiliate channel or partner marketing channels in 2021. 13% intended to maintain 2020 spend levels, and only 21% planned to decrease channel spend. So it's an interesting dynamic at play that there's such significant anticipated investment in the affiliate channel in a future looking period, yet it only occupies such a small share of marketers' budgets or investments. And so the question becomes, what's really driving the attention to the affiliate channel during what many consider a post-peak pandemic time? And while we all know that the channel is already very attractive due to its pay-for-performance nature, the answer is that the increased attention and perhaps investment in the affiliate marketing channel is driven by a multitude of factors. Rather than give you my anecdotal observations, what I'm going to do is walk you through a data-driven lens to illustrate what perhaps is driving marketer motivation towards an increased use of affiliate marketing. And so what I'll share with you are excerpts from Partnerize, a Partnerize piece of research titled the US Affiliate Marketing Index. This research includes data from 1,000+ US brands across the 2020 full year period that helped us ultimately arrive at these data-driven recommendations, trended insights to help understanding what was happening on a broader channel level. If you're curious to see the research, you can certainly visit us at partnerize.com to locate this index, or you can simply use your mobile device now to scan the QR code that's up here on the screen so that you can have access to this great piece of informative research right at your fingertips. Feel free to do either, but ultimately the views you're about to see are from this report. The first view that we're naturally going to gravitate towards when we review 2020 performance from an affiliate marketing perspective is looking at revenue. What happened month to month on a revenue basis? Here we have a view that helps us understand the general year-over-year percentage increase from a revenue perspective to understand, what happened. As you can see, the year-over-year spikes or growth in revenue really started to take place at the onset of COVID in April and May, where growth rates year on year topped well over 60%. But what's interesting is that the growth continued to sustain throughout all of 2020, every month throughout the year, ending with a collective revenue growth over 2019 of over 30%. But, looking at revenue on its own is simply not enough. We need to dig deeper to really understand what's driving revenue growth within the channel. When we look at this view, what we consider is that the simple equation of revenue is derived from clicks times average order value times conversion rate. When you consider this equation, it helps us dig deeper to understand what is driving the revenue increases within the affiliate channel. And so from this view every month, what we can conclude is that revenue growth was primarily the result of year-over-year increases in clicks and conversion rate. So for the full year 2020, clicks were up 25% over the prior year, which is really likely not surprising given the increased amount of consumer time spent online. But what is interesting is that despite the traffic increases, conversion rate also sustained year-on-year increases over 6% in 2020. AOV was ultimately flat with a full year decrease of -1%. Beyond revenue, we start to look at spend trends to give us an insight into, how brands or marketers responded to the channel, to COVID, and what they did with their dollars within the affiliate space. So here we break out spend or commissions paid to publishers into two classifications. The first is total commission, which is defined as variable commissions paid to publishers, as well as bonus commissions or flat dollar amounts that are usually in the form of paid placements issued to publishers. That's total commission. And then we look at variable commission on its own, which is really defined as the percentage of revenue or conversion that was as the dollars that were allocated to publishers as a result of driving revenue or conversions, I should say. And so here, when you look at both total commission and variable commission for the full year, what you'll see is that every month each had year-over-year growth throughout 2020. So ultimately, what we can arrive at is that this is a signal that marketers turned to the affiliate channel because it's predictable, pay for performance, outcome-based model, which was really necessary in a year that was rife with change. It gave them that level of comfort that they needed. And while there was growth in terms of investment in the channel, what we do want to take a look at is what happened from a commission rate perspective. Here you can see that commission rate growth month to month. Some months were up, some months were down. But what we need to look at is really the line chart here, which gives us an indication of what the rates were that were paid to publishers throughout the course of 2020. Generally speaking, variable commission rates held steady in a year-on-year basis at 6%. So it was consistent with what they were paid on a rate basis in 2019. So while there were more dollars invested in the affiliate channel in 2020, those dollars were correlative to revenue growth, and brands really held steady in paying the same amount to publishers in a year-on-year basis. Here we take a look at new customer revenue, and what we can see here is that from the full year view, we can see that new customer revenue experienced consistent growth throughout 2020. It averaged 42% of all revenue, which is represented by the line graph here. In particular, there was an uptick in the April-May timeframe, again at the height or the onset rather of COVID, and presumably that was because consumers were spending more time online and perhaps were more apt and willing to test out new brands than they were previously. When you consider what new customer revenue growth was for the full year, it ended up being over 20% over 19. When it comes to revenue growth, there were obvious front runners and laggards, respectively. For example, travel quite literally came to a screeching halt almost overnight, while gifts and flowers, for example, saw some record-shattering numbers. It's really important to keep this in mind, and it's something that we certainly believe in at Partnerize. It's that consumer behavior is going to dictate not only the purchase path, like we saw in 2020, but it's also going to dictate where they spend their money and where they won't. This chart is a perfect reflection or representation of that, and ultimately how that impacted the affiliate channel on a quarterly basis in 2020. So here you could see vertically which verticals or categories experienced the most growth or the least growth quarter to quarter. Another truth is that regardless of vertical, content partners are highly desirable and they're highly sought after by marketers. Here, what we illustrate is marketer preference toward content partner types, as evidenced by a recent IAB UK survey. So in this study, survey respondents were asked to rank the most valuable and least valuable partner types. Among those surveyed, the responses indicated that content is one of the most prized or valued partner types in the channel. It's probably not a surprise and more so common knowledge, but in any case, content is highly coveted and likely due in part to the fact that it tends to be known for playing a role in introducing brands to new audiences, driving discovery, etc. But let's take a look at what actually happened in 2020 with content partners specifically. On the left here, you'll see a view of content partner revenue growth year over year. During the pandemic, we observed extremely high revenue growth for content partners across our platform. In 2020 specifically, the year-on-year revenue growth from this partner type was up substantially over 75% in a year-on-year basis. On the right-hand side, we have a lens into the share of variable commission that was allocated of overall commissions paid to partners. So what we'll see is what was the content partner type's share of variable commission. And here we can see that it grew every month throughout 2020. Content partner share of variable commission was 39% of overall commissions paid within the channel, so nearly 40%, which represented a 38% year-over-year increase. So what's key to understand here is content partners' share of the investment in the channel grew nearly 40%, whereas all other partner types' share of variable commission decreased. So that to us signals that there's sustained brand interest to really diversify the partner composition within affiliate programs and move beyond last click to embrace, a more discovery or introductory sort of approach on a partner type basis. 2020 also proved that content partners do play a major role in discovery and introducing brands to new audiences. So here what you can see is content partners had the highest new customer rate throughout 2020 at 50%. So that's represented by the blue line. And that was followed by Coupon, who drove on average a 46% new to file or new customer rate. Other partner types drove just over 40%, and loyalty came in at 29% for the full year. When we think about the types of content out there, there's many, many forms and mediums that marketers can rely on, and that also is true within the affiliate channel. Here, what we're looking at is a study or survey that was done in May of 2020 by Chief Marketer, where they surveyed marketers to understand the tactics that they were expected to rely on more so in 2020 and beyond than they had. So what this data indicates is that nearly a third, 32 or over a third, 32% of US marketers said they'd rely more on content created with partners, which was up from 24% who said so from a similar poll in March of 2020. So in May of 2020, there was significant expectation that they would come to rely on content created by partners than when previously surveyed in March of that year. When we look at it from the lens of partners and publishers, from a view of application growth or applications to our platform, here what we see is what is the partner application growth year over year in 2020 over 2019. What I can tell you is that these growth rates are significant. In 2019 and the year prior, partner application growth tended to hover in the 15% range. And even at a quick glance of this month-to-month chart, what you'll see is that there was staggering growth April on. And so what this means is that more and more partners were turning to the affiliate channel as a revenue monetization source, surely, just by way of the applications that we saw to our platform. In March, we started, that was the only month that we saw a decline in applications, but that really accelerated April on, which is maybe due in part to when the Amazon Associate Program announced commission rate cuts within their program. And so there's a suggestion that maybe perhaps publisher partners started to turn towards other platforms in search of alternate revenue streams, because that's really when that growth kicked off. And so partner application growth, exceeded well over 70% for the full year, with the highest growth peaking in October at 128% for a year-on-year basis. What's key here is when we look at not only the accelerated growth with partner signups or applications, it's looking at the types of partner signups that we saw to the platform. So it's looking at the composition, who was applying, and what did they represent. So here, when you look at this chart, what you'll see is we break out the share of applications by type. We've classified them as content, coupon, loyalty, et cetera. And what you can see is over time in 2020 is there was radical increases in the publishers classified, not only as content, but social media. So more and more of these content creators were turning towards affiliate marketing to monetize, their content. Of all of the publisher applications received and activated, 55% were from content and 40% were from social media influencers. So to bring it full circle, content producers, social media creators were turning to affiliate as a revenue stream because they saw it as a channel that offered a whole lot of opportunity for them to earn. So, a couple of takeaways, from today's presentation. I think the first is, while 2020 was filled with many uncertainties, performance reliability within the affiliate channel was not one of them. And as a result, affiliate is finally getting the attention that it deserves from marketers, and the channel is having its day in the sun. The second takeaway is that channel growth really soared in 2020, but that's just the beginning of the story. It's not the end. This performance we're seeing sustained throughout the early stages of 2021, and we're anticipating that it will continue throughout the year. And third, an aggregate of factors, including the pandemic and consumers' thirst for quality content, really catapulted content partners to the forefront of the affiliate channel in this time period. If you're interested in learning more, if you want to dive into the data, please, I highly encourage you to check out the Partnerize Growth Index. Again, there's a QR code here on the screen. You can easily access it using your mobile device, or feel free to check us out at partnerize.com. We would love to continue the conversation and look forward to talking all things affiliate and partner marketing with you. Thank you so much.